Hey everybody, my name is Chad and I'm going to give you a quick tutorial and overview of the Simon website, that is the Sanctuary Monitoring Network. So let's get right to it. Let's go to the address bar here, type in www.sanctuarymonitoring.org. And that's going to go ahead and bring up our Simon website. And here it is in all of its glory. I'll scroll down a little bit here. So real briefly here, we have kind of a geographic representation, a map of the 3 Central California sanctuaries that this website primarily deals with. Monterey Bay, which is the largest of the 3, Gulf of the Farallones, and Cordell Bank. It's all Central California and a little bit of Northern California. You can get information on any one of these sanctuaries by clicking on the actual part of the map here that represents their boundary, or you can go up to these tabs and click on there. For example, if we want to go to Monterey Bay, I'll just click on the boundary and we'll be taken to general information about the Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary, when it was designated, what's new in the sanctuary, special sections within this page, and others. But the core part of our website actually has to deal with topics and subjects within all 3 sanctuaries. For example, we have information about rocky shores, kelp forest, beaches, continental shelf. All of these items here have a separate section of images, maps, and graphs, and monitoring project information, which is really the meat of our website. So why don't we go ahead and do that? We'll go back to home here, and then click on Monterey Bay, and we'll come back to the home page in just a second, but I'm showing kind of the meat of the website right here. So if we wanted some information about kelp forests, let's say, in the Monterey Bay Sanctuary, of course kelp forests are an iconic ecosystem of our sanctuary. We'll click on that. It'll give you basic information about kelp forests, maybe a representative graph here or map. We have a YouTube link to a video related to kelp forests and some other information here, including some images and what have you. You can go to these tabs at the top here. We're in the overview section. You can obtain maps and graphs about kelp forests. But the meat of our website has to do with projects. Basically, what Simon's main focus has been over the last several years is to collect information about monitoring projects related to these subjects. So you'll see a brief abstract here of these projects related to the study and or monitoring of kelp forests. So if you clicked on the first one here, you can say View Project. It'll take you to some very detailed information. Even though it is metadata level, it's a little bit more than that, including an overview, funding sources, their summary to date, monitoring trends, and of course any maps, graphs, and other visual aids to help explain the project. So we have a couple of hundred projects in our Simon website so far. So that's the main portion of it. We'll go back to the main website here, sanctuarymonitoring.org, back home, and review the rest of the website. So we have a What's New section here, which basically we populate with some relevant news stories, not too much like Twitter style, but a little bit less than that. We also have a big photo library, which I'll get to in a second. That is probably the most popular portion of our website. We have all of the sections that I described here, and then we also have special topics about Simon, species database, and a few other things here that you should come and browse, with links, of course, to our parent organizations and the U.S. Department of Commerce and other areas. So let's go ahead and visit that photo library. This is something that we started about 5 or so years ago, and we always struggled with actually obtaining photos for a lot of our PR and outreach efforts and education efforts. So we started compiling a database of our own images and images donated to us by our partners and friends, and put it together in this fully indexed and searchable online photo database. As you can see here, as of today, this is in April 2011, we have over 3,400 photos in this database. You can search by general species here. You can also type in a keyword, or you can search by predetermined location. So let's go ahead and, actually, the other main way to browse is this quick search here. You can browse by categories: seascapes, marine mammals, seabirds and shorebirds, fishes, invertebrates, and algae. So let's do a keyword search. I think everybody loves sea otters, so we'll type in sea otters, hit enter, and we come up with 11 images for sea otters. Some of them are red abalone because sea otters prey on them, so that's why they're in here. But if you wanted to get images of sea otters, you can find them here. Click on that. You can get a larger thumbnail and even a map of where that photo was taken, which is a completely movable Google map. Then you can access the full-sized image here and go ahead and click I accept the terms that I am not going to use this for for commercial purposes. I'm only going to use it for non-commercial purposes. And you can go ahead and download a fairly large image. Again, we have over 3,400 images online, and this has been just a wonderful tool for us. Linked to the photo database, we actually have a species database as well. You can access it in various ways. From the home page, you can go to the special topics section and come down to species database. If you click on that, it'll bring you to, again, another completely searchable database. I believe we have about 180 species to date. So let's go ahead and do that same search again, sea otter. You can also browse by genus, species, or the entire list. So actually, let's go ahead and do that. Let's do entire list, and you'll get an idea of the plethora of information here. So we have a little image representing that species, of course. You can scroll down the list. This is the entire list. So these are seabirds and anemones and everything else that we've deemed important enough to include additional life history type information. So you can scroll down and find the animal or algae of your choice. Here we go, common dolphin. That's a nice image. So let's go ahead and click on that. And it'll bring you to another detailed page which has an overview of the species, including its range and key features, etc. You can click on details and get a lot more detailed information about those previous attributes. Species description. This is all stuff you'd find in a nature guide, basically. Seasonal behavior, and of course images. Now these images are linking back to our photo database, doing a live query, so you can see photos that our staff have taken of the common dolphin. And then of course you can access the references, full citations of where we obtained this information. So that's an overview of the Sanctuary Integrated Monitoring Network web page. There are many more tools and topics that I have not covered in this particular session, but I invite you to come and check it out. Thanks for watching.